Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to another 5-minute movement sequence to help you start your day right. We're going to start on our hands and knees in tabletop position. Make sure that your knees is underneath your hips and your wrist is in line with your shoulders. Taking a deep inhale, drop the belly down to the ground and open up the chest. Exhale, round the back, head comes down. Do a few more of these on your breath. You can even add a little hip movements, moving back and forth a little, whichever feels good. Remember to go at a nice moderate pace here, gently waking up the body. Just a few more and slowly come into neutral spine. We're going to adjust into a modified side plank. Placing the right knee on the mat, your foot will go towards the back of the room, opening up your front. Take an inhale and raise your left hand overhead, stretching out your side. And when you're ready, we're going to bring the knee to the elbow, doing a side angle crunch. Let's do 10 of these, making sure to move on your breath here. Just a few more. And when you're ready on your last one, we're going to just stretch it out even further, opening up that side completely before bringing the hand back to the mat and stepping into plank. Engaging the core here. Take a deep breath. Bring your knees towards the mat. Bending down. Bring your chin and your chest to the mat, allowing the pelvis just to tilt off the floor slightly. Then untuck the toes and lift up into cobra pose. Taking a deep breath here. If this pose is too much for you on your back, you can go into your forearms and go into Sphinx pose. Alternatively, you can stay in Cobra. Just take one more deep breath here. And when you're ready, lower all the way down, tuck the toes under, and we're going to head into downward dog. So lifting the hips all the way up towards the sky, adjusting however you need to. Let's paddle out the feet here a little bit just to get a deeper ankle stretch here. If you're unable to bring your heels towards the floor, that's perfectly fine. You can even add some hip action here, swinging from side to side just to loosen up that area. Coming to center, take a breath and head back into plank pose. We're going to transition now into the modified side plank. The left knee comes to the mat this time, opening up towards the back of the room. Take an inhale, right hand goes overhead as you stretch out. And then let's move into the side crunches. So elbow comes to knee. We're going to do 10 of these again. Remember to move at your own pace and that you are aware of your breath. Just a few more. On your last one, let's stretch it out all the way, opening up the side completely. And then come to center, stepping back into plank position, holding it here for a full breath before lowering the knees down, then allowing the chest and chin to come towards the mat. Pelvis is slightly tilted off the mat before untucking the toes, lowering yourself down and lifting up into cobra. If this is still too much, remember you can go up onto your forearms into Sphinx pose. Let's move into downward dog. Tuck the toes under and lift your hips all the way to the sky, adjusting however you need to get to this position. Immediately walk the feet towards the hands nice and slow and come into a nice dangling pose. So allow your arms just to hang loose here and your head to hang loose in a ragdoll position. You can slightly bend the knees here if you need to, if your hamstrings is a little tight. Taking a nice few deep breaths here. Next, let's place our hands on the mat, walking our feet slightly wider than our hips. We're going to slowly bend the hips down into a squat position. If you're unable to reach the floor, you can hold on to your legs here or your thighs. You can even use a chair for assistance and just allow the hips to come up and down as you're lowering down, loosening those hamstrings, loosening the legs. And when you're ready, sit in this position or hold it for as long as you're able to. You can even use your elbows on the inside of your knees to try and push it a little wider. And slowly make your way into a seated position, so coming all the way down towards the mat. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose And exhale. Feel free to roll at the shoulders here if you want to, back and forth, whichever feels good to you as we come to the end of this practice. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope that you have a beautiful day further.